Hello everyone, and welcome to the Medium Next Door, and my name is Bonnie Page. I get a lot of questions sent to me. I'm the author of Ask the Psychic Medium, and I like to share some questions sometimes because they help a lot of people. So that's really why I do this work, always is to be in service to others. So one question that was just sent in to me was, how do I know if I am on the right path for myself? How do I know if I'm on the right path for myself? And that's a great question. So many people are really a little lost out there, not knowing if they're on their right soul path. And so, you know, we all come down here with a blueprint. You sat up in heaven with your guides, your masters, and you designed a blueprint for your time here on Earth. Your blueprint contained everything, the lessons that you wanted to learn, things that you wanted to go through. Of course, we still have God's free will, so it's not just a straight line. There are choices that we can make, right? So we know, though, when we're coming down, that there are certain lessons and situations that we would like to go through so it can bring us closer to our soul expanding and growing, and just becoming more enlightened. So life is just our schoolroom, right? Heaven is our home. It's all happy and wonderful up there. But Earth can be tough, right? It's our schoolroom. It's a place for us to learn these life lessons. And, you know, some of the lessons, they're not easy ones, right? And we all have individual lessons that we need to learn depending on what our soul needed to gain at this time. So depending on how we see, right, these lessons, these trials, these challenges, these tribulations, they can seem daunting, but if we take a good look at what's happening in our life and we can see every situation that is happening as a lesson for our soul to expand and to grow, I think the lessons become a little bit easier. Difficult experiences are here to teach us so our soul can grow with knowledge, compassion, more sympathy for others, right? When you've been through something and you see someone else going through the same thing, there's a knowing there. There's a little more sympathy, a little more compassion, because you know how hard it was for yourself. And if you really think of these challenges as gifts designed to help us reach our higher level of being, it makes life a little less daunting and a little more enjoyable. Lessons are there to help you, not to hurt you. A life without knowing grief or sorrow, loss, rejection is not a life fully lived, because these things are a part of life, right? If we went through life and it was just all like this, what would we learn? How would we grow? What would we know? So your soul's journey is really to embrace each circumstance that comes into your life, however difficult it may seem at the time. So when you take a look at a difficult situation that's happening to you right now, and you ask yourself, what is the lesson? What am I supposed to be learning from this? Because there's always a lesson in a trial or a tribulation. and even loss. What am I supposed to be learning right now? And you see the lesson for exactly just that, a lesson. What do I need to learn? You see that lesson, you look at it, you say, I got it. I know what I'm supposed to be learning. I understand it. And take it into your heart. You can let that lesson go, right? And when you do let that lesson go, you say, thank you, I understand the lesson. Then, and only then, can the lesson disappear from your life. I always tell people, you know, are you going through the same situations over and over, even with relationships? Are you dating the same kind of person over and over? And so many times I get, yeah, that happens to me. And I said, because you didn't learn the lesson from the first relationship or the second relationship or the third relationship. But when you finally get that lesson can go away with grace, and you won't make it again. You'll be free to move on to the next lesson, right? At least that lesson will be gone though, right? So you'll be free to experience a new lesson. So see what's really going on and recognize a problem or a situation for what it really is. And then just let go of it. Say, thank you, I understand. If you are on your soul's blueprint for yourself that you made up before you came down here to earth, you will know that you are doing what you intended to do this time on earth. So how does that feel when you feel at one with yourself, with others around you, with your job? Most of the time I tell my clients, if they're on the right path, they're ready to jump out of bed in the morning with joy in their heart, and they can't wait to be doing what they're doing all day long. And you also, there's a creativeness about it. Are you feeling creative? Because that really expands our soul, right? Being at peace inside of ourselves, getting up saying, yep, I'm doing good, I'm doing good. I know that I'm a good person, that I try to help people, that I try to understand. And just feeling blessed, right? That feeling of, wow, I just feel really blessed, even though I've been through trials and tribulations. You will feel energized and ready to give back. And you know, we're always really meant here with a blueprint of, in some way, helping others. So ask yourself, how am I helping others? Because when we're helping others, we're doing what we intended to do, usually, on the journey that we're on now. So I always say, if you love your job, if it's helping someone, if you go home at the end of the day and it feels great, you're at peace with it, then you're doing what you came here to do. But if you go home at the end of the day after working your 9 to 5 and you just feel depleted, stagnant, stuck, you might start to feel withdrawn, just bored, right? Bored with life. Oh, what's next, right? That's when you're probably not doing what your soul wanted to do this time around. So you need to ask yourself that question. You need to take that time out and say, is this really fulfilling me? Because this is what your life is about this time, okay? You know, if we are not on your soul's journey, that's when we can feel lonely, unloved, unfulfilled. And you don't want to go through life like that. So you want to take the moments to ask yourself, am I on my right path? You know, you have to go with that gut feeling. Does it feel right to you? And if you want to find your soul's purpose, ask yourself, ask and you shall receive. ask yourself what really makes you happy. Sometimes you have to get out a piece of paper and write down, what makes me happy? You know, if you're going through life and you're just doing a job just to make a paycheck, it might not be the job that is really going to make you happy. So write down some things that make you happy. Do animals make you happy? Flowers make you happy? Working with the elderly? Do you feel called to be a nurse, a caregiver, a teacher? Are you attracted to working with little kids or helping older people? Ask yourself what really is fulfilling to you and what you enjoy doing. And if not, I want you to take a moment now to do this with me. Can you do that? Just take a moment. We'll just take a moment here. And just go ahead and close your eyes for a second. I'll walk you through this little experiment. So just take a deep breath in to 3, hold it to your heart, let it out your mouth. Close your eyes, quieting the mind, taking some more deep breaths in, holding it, letting it out, breath, giving yourself energy, and just closing your eyes now and bringing yourself back to a time when everything seemed to make you smile. Go back to when you're a child of 6, maybe. Bring yourself back to your childhood, maybe when you were 6 years old. You can actually picture yourself. What does your hair look like? What are you wearing? Are you outside? Are you inside? Who are you with? See if you're smiling, and go inside and ask that little boy or that little girl, wow, what's making you so happy? Because that's probably very much a key to what would be making you happy now. And in your life, with your trials and tribulations, you got off track a little. Or maybe you see that little boy or that little girl and they're so happy, and you still feel that joy. But take a moment to look back in time. Ask in your mind to your higher self and your guides, what was my mission this time? What was my mission this time? And then in your mind, just see what you see, hear, or feel. You might see a picture or an object. You might hear a small voice within your head, or you might even get a feeling of what your purpose is. Give this process a couple of moments now. A couple of moments, and see what you see, hear, or feel. And when you receive an answer, thank Spirit for their help in your life. And if you did not get an answer right away, give it a few days and go around and look for the signs. Look for the signs. Hear the signs. Feel if a sign is coming to you, because Spirit never leaves you hanging. They don't want you to feel alone. You have your team up there, your guides, your loved ones, the divine, all not wanting you to feel like you're on this journey alone that we call life on earth. Okay? It's very important in our life to do what we feel drawn to do. Don't work for a paycheck. Work for a purpose. So I want to thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, please visit me at bonniepagemedium.com. there's a special page there. You can write it in some comments, and they'll come to me. Again, BonniePageMedium.com. And I thank you all. I hope this has helped someone, and just have a beautiful day. Thanks. Thank you.